sunk an enemy destroyer.
Done.
Hey team, this is Ripper here. You guys are doing fantastic. They got a fun video with the USS Hull, the ship I have been waiting for a long time. So let's get right to the video. Before we begin, like, subscribe button below. Appreciate all the supporters of the channel. If you like what we're doing here, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment, and make this a great place to learn about sailing ships, shooting ships, and making friends at the same time. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so what is the USS Hull? Basically, this is a 4 Sherman with Des Moines-style caliber guns, 203 millimeters. So if you want to really basically say it's goodbye Elbing, Ragnar, Trump, and everything, with basically the 152 millimeter club has now been outdone by the 203 millimeter guns of the USS Hull, as you can see right here. And I've got this thing as a full reload, as much as I can get reload off this gun, which I've seen a lot of YouTube guys really not take, you know, what is their defensive AA fire or whatever it is, to even get that 5% reload. You're getting the guns that the very basic down to 2.8 second reload, and with Fearless Brawler active, you can get even lower. So you're going to see some horrendous, like I would say, not in a bad way, but a good way, horrendously good reloads on a 203 millimeter gun. And so again, if you don't know, again, if you're this is a 4 Sherman with Des Moines style caliber guns. That's it. TLDR. Look, same torpedoes, 2 per side, decent reload, decent damage, whatever. If you get hit by them, lucky, great. They do a lot of damage. Now, the bread and butter of this ship is this 203 millimeter gun, and you're going to see in the next several videos here, dude. I'm racking up ridiculous amounts of damage, and 899 meters per second, great velocity. Again, I would like it to be above 900, but whatever. 203 millimeter guns, 2,800 damage with 34 mil pen. Yes, 34 mil pen, which means you are literally going to work cruisers like it's your job, okay? So they are going to be your new BITCH, if you know what I mean, for the entire game. And I think, and I'm going to give you my thoughts about this ship being entered in the game. A lot of YouTubers are saying this is a bad thing, but we'll talk about why that's a bad thing later. But 34 mil pen, 14% fire chance. Oh my gosh. Even 4 Sherman didn't get that kind of fire chance. I mean, the fire chance was there just because you were shooting so many damn shells down range. But man, you literally have a mini Des Moines. So remember, I like my Druid. The Druid is the mini Minotaur. Well, now you have the mini Des Moines, ladies and gentlemen. USS Hull. 14.8 kilometer range. Again, 899 meters per second, rounded up to 900. That's okay. If it was faster, I'd like it better. The arc angles aren't as ridiculously bad. You can see right there, hitting things at distance is not that hard. The dispersion, it might have to be something to reckon with. The dispersion, I think, is kind of wonky. I mean, 117 meters. I don't know. If it was lower, I think I tried to get the dispersion down lower as best I could. I don't think you can do it any better than that, but 117, not the greatest dispersion I would like to see. I'd like to see it down to 100 range, but you can see the shells kind of like are all over the place, especially if they're single barrel, but I think you're relying on just the amount of volume of shells that go down range, and I think it would be really overpowered if that was the case. So, but also what I found out, and you're seeing later videos, the bread and butter of this ship literally is the AP, ladies and gentlemen. This AP is monstrous. 4,900 damage and 80, obviously the 899 meters per second, round up 900. But man, oh man, this thing citadels not only cruisers but even some battleships at certain ranges. If you watch some of the YouTube guys out there, but man, this thing melts cruisers. Now, cruisers are literally not going to be able to sit there and camp anymore. They're not going to be able to show full broadside to destroyers anymore. You literally are just an ungodly force to be reckoned with. And okay, now the other cool things that this thing has, that is the super hill, which I think makes this ship somewhat OP, but this thing literally is a super hill, which is what the Sherman I thought it really needed, and that would be overpowered if it had it. Now watch this AP on the Ibuki. Let me pause right here. Look at the range on these things. Look at that, 2,100 damage. You're seeing later videos, this thing is doing literally 4,000 plus damage per kind of salvo cycle, and you're launching Des Moines caliber guns, full broadsides, and it is a game changer. I'm telling you, this makes the game just devastating for cruisers and battleship players now, because look at that, you're just getting you're just causing everybody to run away. Look at 1,800 damage. Holy crap. Let me just watch us finish off this Ibuki. Look, 13, he's running away. 1,300 is not going to scare us anymore. And oh, I thought I had that kill. anyways, that one shell should have landed. Again, the dispersion is kind of wonky at those longer ranges. But anyway, super heal makes this thing, you're healing back so much freaking damage. So it is a very good survivability, borderline, like I said, borderline. It's kind of like the Kabarov side, because you're going to have this engine boost, because now you're throttle juking back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, watch this. Look at the Neptune here. Don't sit broadside to a hull. Boom, look at that. 4,900 damage, full Citadel damage right there. And look, that is literally devastating right there, okay? Oh my gosh. It's shots like that are like, dude, you can't sit, no more hiding behind islands and broadsides or whatever anymore, cruisers. You're done. I mean, you've got the hull, you got the Sherman with SAP now. I mean, the American United States destroyer fleet now is literally the wrecking ball for the destroyers. It's going to push everybody in the back. So literally, this is going to keep the meta going where it's going to be passive. Look at that full Citadel damage right there. Boom. 2,100 damage full broadside right there. So the dispersions are just hit or miss right there. Look at 9,800 damage Citadel damage right there. And look, we're even getting overpins on cruisers. That's full Citadel. Bam, he's gone. Holy crap. This thing is a monster. And notice I got the engine boost going on, plus 15%, a lot better for the United States Navy destroyers here. But more of the old ones are like 8%. This is 15%, giving you the ability to throttle juke very well. Notice I'm going to get in the 1 million potential damage range club, and I can classify this now as one of the most annoying destroyers in the game. If you can log up to 1 million potential damage in a destroyer in like a 15-minute match, or even lower, you're getting shot out the most, and it's ridiculous. This thing is not overpowered. I'm sorry, the new classified annoying ship. Got basic Des Moines caliber DPM right here. Again, the DPM on the HE is not the greatest. You notice I'm only getting 462 there. I think the AP is the bread and butter of this thing. This is the new AP broadside damage dealer right here. And also you get the defensive AA, which is trash anyways, whatever, but it's there. It gives you a boost, whatever. It's nice. I mean, you're going to see me rack up tons of AA damage, but I don't think it's the game changer that you need to do anything, but the throttle juking and the heals is what keeps this thing alive. And man, this is the new, basically, what's it called? HE, AP, long range, zombie style ship, because this thing is ridiculous. It is redonkulous amount of firepower this thing is dishing out. I'm going to get like 200 plus damage games. I'm literally just throwing out so much damage out there, it's not even fun anymore. It's almost like I'm not really trying, and it's just like I'm just dealing out a lot of burn, hate, and everything. That, oh my gosh, this thing is awesome. Like I said, I think this is my new favorite ship right here. Okay, it's goodbye Ragnar, goodbye Elbing kind of style ships. I mean, this thing is redonkulous. So let's see here. Yep, top. You're gonna see top leaderboards in the game on this thing. This thing is pretty darn powerful. Okay, let's take a look at another game. All right, next game right here. We've got the USS Hull against, again, good destroyer player checks out the battlefield before starting. We got the Edgar radar. That's scary, but don't worry. We can Citadel the crap out of him. And we got... Oh, no, I'm sorry. He's on our team. Smolensk can out DPM us Shermans. Okay, we're going against our friendly Shermans, Motor Fast Speed, and, of course, the annoying destroyer. So let's take a look at the game here. All right, so let's start it up. Let's speed this thing up so we don't get you bored on sailing. Arms race, man. Arms race is going to make this thing even worse, because if you get reload rates on this ship down to the sub 2 second range, this thing is ridiculous, okay? Again, notice the build. I've got my build to be this 4 Sherman build with Halsey, so if I get, if I procced Confederate and get the Halsey buff for reload, this thing is going to be a monster. I mean, it is literally sad, and it just melts everything. Okay, first of all, look at the maneuverability. The maneuverability of the ship is, again, 4 Sherman style. If you don't know what that is, just take a look at my older videos about Sherman. It just handles just exactly like a Sherman. Very that slow, wonky, handles like an old Oldsmobile. It's very not as maneuverable, let's say, like Daring style. It's not as fast as anything else. It's 35 knots kind of max speed, and I'm losing speed in the turns. You see, like my max speed there is about 30 knots in the turn. So again, very slow. So you're not looking at this thing as a cap contester. This thing is that mid-long range kind of HE spamming kind of style ship. Even the 4 Sherman was similar to it. And like I said, even though this thing doesn't have hydro, I really didn't use hydro too much in the Sherman, other than to detect torpedoes, because I'm not really pushing into caps a lot. I'm not really out spotting many things. 6.5 detection is horrendous. So I might look at just sacrificing concealment for maybe something better like survivability, or you know, a superintendent for extra what is it called, extra consumables. So okay, right there, you see what I did right there? Notice this tactic right here. Okay, I'll pause the video right here so you guys can learn from it. Notice I didn't fire anything right here, because why? I knew the Sherman was going to, first of all, slow down and smoke up. Because really, that's all he has to do, right? And again, he knows I can blast the crap out of him. Now, I'm not going to fire, because look at my range, 14.8 range. That means if I fire my guns, anything within this circle, or it's a massive circle, 14.8, will spot me, which means I am going to be detected the whole time for 20 seconds while Sherman is in the smoke right here. And that's what he's planning on doing. I know the tactic. I would have done the same thing. So I'm not going to fire my guns. And I noticed that he was the only one spotting me. But since he smoked up, he is now not spotting me, and there's nobody in the range to spot for me. Unless he was in a pair of destroyers working together, I would have been dead. But since he smoked up, he no longer can see me. I then egressed the area, didn't take too much damage. See, I'd rather not have fired. And see, the payoff right there is don't shoot at him, and I would have saved all my HP right there. See, I didn't have to. It's a good even trade. You got to make those decisions on the fly. Do I need to kill the Sherman right then and there, or take damage off of him, but sacrifice HP for myself? Because remember, I'm a destroyer. You need to save your HP for the long haul. Now that I'm running away, I've got engine boost going on here. See, now the engine boost gets me up to about 40 knots speed, and it's really good for trooking and getting out of dodge. It's better than the Sherman's. Sherman doesn't even have, an engine boost. But look how slow he is. It's easy to hit. And a Sherman shooting at this range right here is very, very easy target to shoot at. And you can see right there, just kind of like all he can do is run away, because look at the size of the guns that I'm firing at him. The HE damage is horrendous for him, so he is not going to stick around for this. He's making a smart move. That's exactly what I would have done. I would have run away, gone undetected, don't fire my guns, and just save my HP for another day, okay? Now, the other problem is I'm getting spotted from a big distance here. I got the cruiser. I'm not going to even pronounce that cruiser. He's firing at me. And the engine boost, like I said, look, it's allowing me to throttle juke, turn a lot better, slow down a lot better, and it allows me to really dodge a lot of these shells, rack up those million potential damage kind of games. And now here's the mistake of that cruiser. Now he's got to deal with Des Moines caliber guns on the destroyer, and just watch this engagement right here. Look at that, 1,000 damage. 1,000 damage on one shell. That is redonkulous, okay? You're literally going to see this thing melt cruisers like it's its job, and that is exactly why this thing is a force to be reckoned with. You cannot, just like a druid holding a flank, you cannot let a hull literally just sit here and just melt you from miles away. And you're just going to sit there and take it. And then meanwhile, if you do try to fire this thing, you're going to waste your shots, and it's going to be that annoying zombie destroyer ship, because it's going to heal all the damage back. It's going to run away. Look, I've already got my full HP back already. I have 30,000 damage in arms race, and look at that. I've got 2.5 second reload. This is powerful. This is the Des Moines miniguns that I've been looking for. And like I said, I think this might be bad for the game, because like Flamu, I think recently just did a video. This is gonna be annoying to deal with. If you're a destroyer or cruiser, a cruiser or battleship player, you're gonna have to deal with these HE spamming things, and now HE spamming Des Moines caliber guns at long range. So very annoying. Like I said, classified annoying destroyer. This thing is going to literally melt battleships and cruisers. You're going to keep the game literally passive meta, keep guys on the back. This thing is the new Des Moines machine gun, okay? This is freaking powerful. Okay, I'm chasing the gearing here. He outspots me, so what do I do here? I'm literally just going to rush him, because either he has to leave his smoke, he's going to stay in his smoke. I don't have torpedoes to really deal with him as well. He does. So look at this. Here's that engagement. He's got 20,000 HP. I've got 29. Not really a fair match right here, right? And I got Des Moines caliber guns. And he's literally going up against a Des Moines right now. And he's got his only back turret. See, he's out of position right now. Only his back gun is facing. Now, look at the dispersion. The shells are going to splash all around him, because, one, the gearing is very maneuverable, very easy to dodge or use, very simplistic to dodge, to do the shimmy, shake, which he's doing exactly what I've done, going left, right. You can see how it's throwing all the shells off. But with the sheer volume of shells, there's no way he can escape it. Eventually, he's going to succumb to just too much destruction, too much fire, and then he's going to have to fire and give up his position. Again, it's very difficult to aim these guns, but it's just sheer volume of shells, and eventually one of them is going to hit. Look, I'm missing like 5 or 6 times, and eventually one lands. So again, I get that this thing is redonkulously powerful to fire, but you got to be careful when you're going close-up matches. Like I said, close engagements with a Marceau, a Sherman, a Druid, whatever. You have to keep that standoff distance, because you cannot do those prolonged close engagements, because again, a Sherman, a Hull, The basic hull of of the ship is very easy to hit. It absorbs damage very, very well. There's no really good armor, extra armor, whatever. It literally just melts. You can if you shoot at the guns, you damage them. You take a third. Each gun is a third, right? You take the firepower out. I mean, this thing really cannot absorb those long-term especially against those 4 turret gun destroyers. Either it's Akazuki, Marceau, Khabarovsk. I've melted the hulls with Khabarovsk. It just cannot sustain those prolonged engagements. That's why the play of this ship is really that medium to long range. You're basically a mini Des Moines that just is there to spam and support the engagements. And I've noticed that that's what the big caliber destroyer kind of playstyle is. I kind of play the Ragnar as a supporting role. Savea, even though it's a cruiser, is kind of a big destroyer that just supports the destroyers at that medium range. Again, I play the hull at that. I'm not really going in there pushing close range engagements. It's really that medium to long range, support your other destroyer gameplay. Or if you're the only destroyer on the flank, you're really just supporting medium range and not pushing in. You're waiting for that first kill to kind of soak up the battlefield, because you really cannot do those, like I said, knife fights. You can't really go in and cap. You have no hydro, you got no radar, you got really nothing to, no smoke even. So you really cannot do the normal destroyer gameplay that you would typically like to do in things like a Shima or even was a Vampire, or those kind of low concealment kind of short gearing. You can't do that, okay? Those are reserved for those kind of low concealment destroyers. This thing is like basically scare the crap out of all the battleships and cruisers, as you're seeing right here, annoy the crap out of them. And you're really that suppressive fire Des Moines. Look at that. And look, yeah, people are shooting at us. We're not really absorbing that much damage because it's just hard to hit this thing, okay? Even with the engine boost, very different. Now, here's the other problem. You're gonna if you show broadside to this thing, you will pay the price for it, and it is going to be devastating. Okay, here we go. We got engine boost. Engine boost helps you maneuver a little bit better right here, dodging those torpedoes. You got the back 2 turret guns. Now, the problem also is the back 2 turret guns are not 360 guns like the Sherman, so it's not going to be very good. It's going to take some time to turn the turrets around. You got to actually think about positioning, as opposed to Sherman. You kind of didn't care. The guns were always facing in a direction that was favorable to you, but now you actually have to think about it. So here we go, full broadside Clausewitz. What's he going to do? He's probably just going to kite away, because you cannot sustain, as a cruiser player, you cannot sit here and go broadside to this thing. This hull, this destroyer, is going to melt you. Look at that, 2-second reload now. Holy crap. 2,500 damage right there on that one salvo of this thing, and we're getting 2-second reloads. Holy crap. 2-second reloads on a destroyer with Des Moines caliber guns. Have I said that enough? This thing is the mini Des Moines now. It's my new favorite destroyer. Kind of like the Drew, it's my favorite mini Minotaur. This is my favorite mini Des Moines. This is just devastating. I mean, it's literally going to make the game even worse now. I think for the cruiser battleship player, like I said, I think now the battleship play is going to be dead with this thing, okay? I'm telling you. Libertad not back in the day, but recently, even Libertad's been out for a while, I think Libertad won't survive as much as it did before. People will figure out how to play it now. Before, it was just overpowered. Battleship goes in, uses secondaries to kill everything, but now I think people have figured out how to play Libertad, and with the introduction of this kind of a destroyer, yeah, nobody's pushing in anymore. It's going to be ridiculous. Okay, let's see. Clausewitz. And do we get a kill? Nope, we don't. All right, yeah. Again, where are they running to? Because why? You have a hull, you have a Sherman, you have Edgar. I mean, you have too much firepower breathing down on you that the hull literally is that extra set of Des Moines caliber guns that are just going to be able to push everybody to the back. And you saw like 2-second reloads. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. 2-second reload on this thing. Insane in the membrane. Okay, let's see. Look at that. Full broadside Yoshino, kind of full health almost. And just look what this thing can do. This is kind of just a demo to see what, even though game's over, let's just take a look at what it can do. Look at that. 2,100 damage every salvo. Look at that. That is insane. All right, let's see how we did there. I was just showing you that this thing can get 2-second reload will be just so messy, okay? We didn't do so well in that game. I mean, we didn't really do much other than cap and scare off destroyers and stuff, but yeah, we'll take a look at another game, and I just wanted to show you that the 2-second reload on that gun is crazy. All right, new game here. This time we have a carrier, so we'll take a look at how the carrier shooting will be. The AA, look what we got here. Wisconsin, Des Moines, a couple radars, Venezia, very, very bad sap for us. Airstrike, Haraguma, Vampire, we cannot outspot. He's going to use his hydro and spot. And then Hoffman's got the 6-kilometer hydro, and we can't outdo that. And, of course, we also have the submarine Cancer as well. So how do you go about getting the USS Hull? It is in the Armory Research Bureau. If you don't know what that is, go check it out. The Armory Research Bureau. It's another gimmick of using some kind of extra resource to really, milk your money, and it's working so hard because I got the ship. I had to spend my money, but guess what? It's YouTube money. My YouTube pays me for doing videos like this, which is awesome, and I just use that money to buy the ship. So now, how did I buy it? I already knew this was coming, and it was probably the Research Bureau, so I just regrinded the Haragumo line. If you don't know what that is in the Japanese tech trees, the Haragumo gunboat. It's the cheapest so far at this point of recording this video, the cheapest to regrind that line. So what does that mean? It means you go to that line, you got to at least, I think, have at least 5 tier 10 lines fully researched, and then you click on into the tech tree, you look for that symbol for Research Bureau, you click on the Haragumo, reset it at the very, very bottom of the Haragumo line, click on that button, you reset it, it asks you confirm, yes, you want to do that, absolutely. Notice we're getting melted by the Vampire. That's why I did not push that. See, we would have gotten melted right there because we can't support or survive a Vampire engagement. And that's a good technique. You just got to know who you're playing against. All right, so reset the Haragumo line. You then get the line reset, and then you regrind, essentially play the ships again, or use free XP to buy or essentially research each ship again. You purchase them, play one game. I recommend doing it in co-op, just to win the co-op, and then you get the Research Bureau points associated with that particular ship from tier, I believe, 5 and up. So I had to do that for a while, and I was short about maybe 20,000 Research Bureau points, so I just basically free XP'd whatever I had left and bought some extra free XP and regrinded the line about 1 or 2 more times. I needed 1.5 more times of it, and I got the ship that way. It cost 60,000 Research Bureau points, so it is quite expensive now. When I remember back in the day, I mean, dude, just grinding out the Research Bureau for, was it Ohio or something? It was Research Bureau. I think it was in the Research Bureau ships. They were only about maybe half of that, I believe. I don't remember. Correct if I'm wrong. It wasn't 60,000, unless it's just, or I'm just been old and I don't understand it. But it is, man, freaking ridiculously expensive now just for a destroyer. Boom, there it is, splash 1. We take out the first destroyer right there. See, that's how you engage with the hull. You really don't go in right off the bat. You wait for them to make a mistake, and then you mop up the ground forces, or the sea forces, with your just big-ass caliber guns. All right, we're going against our own Des Moines here. Des Moines versus Des Moines caliber guns. Mini Des Moines versus Des Moines. Let's see how this works out. Again, I don't recommend this for the Des Moines. You mean pushing into a freaking hull yourself is not going to pay off, because look, my guns out DPM you in a sense where I'm getting more fire reloads, and I'm hitting more than you're shooting at me and you're missing, and you're going to go broadside. Oh, look, my torpedoes almost got him. Holy crap, my torpedoes forced him to go full broadside. Now I would have switched to AP right here. Let's see, am I going to switch to AP? Yeah, see, now that I notice he's sailing in a straight line broadside now, I'm going to switch to AP, and here's how you basically melt cruisers. This AP is pretty, oh man, devastating. Holy crap. Ooh, I get the kill just for burning him down. Never mind. I wanted to show you a nice Citadel shot right there, but either way, we're going to melt the Stalingrad, by the way. We're just going to sit here and just melt him. So, again, I don't know where my team is, but I'm just literally just going to absorb damage, and we're going to take up the potential damage thing. Now, so once you grind the Research Bureau, you get this thing, and is it worth it? That's what people ask. Absolutely. I think this is the new meta of just sitting in the back, spamming, and destroying everybody. It's very, very deadly. It's absolutely worth the grind, because this thing is better than the Haragumo line already. I mean, I already can see myself getting 200,000 plus damage, way more. And I'm going to prop Halsey a lot when I get Confederate. I think this ship is just totally just so powerful right now. And yeah, it's totally worth it. I would grind this ship out over again. It is totally, definitely worth it for the Research Bureau. Handling, I told you. So what are the good things about this thing? The handling is, for Sherman, not the greatest handling. It's, again, you don't need handling, though. You're sitting in the back. But the throttle juking is awesome with the engine boost. I think the Forrest Sherman line needed that. The engine boost really helps it out a lot. The heals definitely make this thing really zombie-like. It is keeping this thing alive annoyingly. Very, very, very powerful. The guns are very, very good. That's the bread and butter of this thing. Man, super, super freaking powerful. It is literally a force to be reckoned with. Look at that. I'm just nailing this guy for 900 damage, the Elbing, or the Hoffman, that is. And, yeah, you just got to lead this thing really, really differently. I think you just got to just walk the shells on, because look at the dispersion. This is all over the place. That's probably the only downside, is the dispersion is a little higher than I would like it to be. But again, if it was like Sherman or even lower Druid dispersion, holy crap, this thing would be OP. You'd just be nailing everybody. It wouldn't be even fair. Long range on destroyers, very, very difficult sometimes to hit, especially like a Holland right here, just throttle juking and shimmy, shaking. Very, very strong in that, or sorry, very, very difficult that is. But we're still doing damage. I'm telling you, it doesn't matter, and people are shooting at us. I mean, that's, again, the good destroyer player is able to take a lot of shots and just mitigate that damage and just have everybody and their mother shoot at you to avoid the shots being fired at your team, and that is a very powerful trait as well. Not only an offensive capability, but a defensive, because nobody's firing at your friendlies and they're firing at you. It keeps your team alive a lot better, right? If nobody's firing at your team, they're alive. You can't die by not being shot at, so that's great. Now, here's the problem right here. The Stalingrad is going to try to push in and do something, but here's the cancer of the game right here. You're just going to have Des Moines HE spamming right here, and there's nothing he can do about it. I mean, he's just going to have to sit there and take it, and I think the age of tanking Russian cruisers now is gone, because you're just going to have this thing firing at you. Look at that, 924, 924, 924. And all he can do is fire at me, and what is his shot going to do to me? Look at it, he's going to miss. The engine boost is really great for that. And now he's going to debate whether to give up on me or take the damage. He gave up. See, his guns are turning away now. Always look at the guns, man. I always look at the guns and figure out, is he looking at me or is he shooting at me? That's why you don't really need to see detection. You just look at the guns, and then if somebody fires, there it is. Exclamation point, do some kind of vector change, left turn right there, and the shells go behind me. See, like I said, this thing is so difficult to play against. And look, he's just absorbing damage from left. All my friendlies are firing him, even though he's like, oh man, I'm getting killed by the hull here, and boom, he's dead again. Splash 3. 812,000 potential damage there. We only dealt 992,000. Don't worry, the damage will come later in the later games. And yeah, this thing is crazy ridiculous. Torpedoes, I'm just randomly... Again, you always want to be shooting torpedoes, because you never know when you get that lucky hit. And I've been getting some lucky hits with these torpedoes. It's sad. But these torpedoes do some damage if you need it. Okay, here's the power of just melting down battleships right here. There's nothing they can do. I mean, they're just going to sit there, nose in, and you can't really nose into this thing. And then if you show broadside, this thing is just going to melt you. So, wow. So my first impression is, what's my impressions? And I'll give you my, again, another recap of my impressions at the end of the video, but overall, this is definitely worth it. It is a game changer. It's going to change the game. It's going to make the meta even worse. Guys are not going to want to push up anymore. It's going to be more sitting in the back again. Yeah, that's it. That's overall, that's what I think of it. Is this healthy for the game? A lot of guys online are saying no. I like it. I'm a destroyer main. It's going to make the game fun for me. I'm literally just going to eat battleships and cruisers for lunch now. It's going to make it even worse. Again, that you have the mini Minotaur, and now you have the mini Des Moines, so in the game now. What's that going to do? You're killing literally the battleship cruiser lines altogether. I mean, there's nothing that's going to be able to push, especially with the age of submarines that spot you all the time and just torpedo you underwater the whole time. So you got some kind of threat out there that you can't see or kill. And then you got this CVs that are constantly perma-spotting you and blowing you up in the sky. And now you have a Des Moines-style HE spamming ship that's just going to sit there and melt you down, and it's hard to kill, like a Khabarovsk, like a Ragnar, or whatever. Another throttle juking ship. It's going to be bad, I'm telling you. Battleship play style is going to be really, really rough. Like I said, I think it's dead, honestly. This game was all about, hey, let's push in and brawl. I don't think that's there anymore. You're just going to get focused down, melted down, and this ship is just going to aid to it. Let's see here. Gudenlau, yeah, let's see here. AA on the ship. I didn't think I really got a good engagement of the AA on it. 25,000 damage just for shooting down airplanes. Yeah, whatever. So you didn't really get to see too much of the AA. I thought the aircraft carrier would attack us a little bit more. Let's see here. So while we're sitting around here trying to kill this Gudenlau, the recent waterline videos, and everybody's saying as people are going to be leaving this game and going to Lesta, I think the overall big picture is, I think what's happening is that the game is going in this weird direction of to make it spicier, to add these things called classified documents, which basically give you perks and just specialing things that you can't deal with. I mean, how am I supposed to counter a classified thing on the other team, which they basically gives them a perk or a buff or something that you can't deal with or know about? That's why they call it classified documents, I think. And yeah, you can't really deal with it. So they're just going to be able to focus you down, If they see your name or see your win rate, or whatever, you're going to be able to see the win rates of other players. I think they're adding. So that way you can just focus down people, kill people faster, have these special abilities to make the game enjoyable for more new players. If that's the intent, then why make the game easier to play? Because they're adding too many gimmicks in this game, which there is counterintuitive, which you would think that if you want to make the game simpler, you're going to need to reduce the amount of mechanics in the game. Just make it's about ship shooting. All right, here's that engagement I was telling you about. Now, notice the Holland has a HP advantage on me, but look at how much damage we're going to deal on him. 1,200 damage at a time. So the DPM is there. It's just that you don't have enough. If you're this low in the game, it's not going to be able to go one-on-one against the Holland, as you can see right there. But we did 3 kills, 116,000 damage. Pretty darn powerful for this game. And we'll take a look at another game as well. All right, another game here. Oh my God, double hull right here. Okay, this is also borderline OP right here, going against this kind of lineup, 3 gearings and a Cassard. Yeah, I don't know if this is going to be healthy for the game as well. But so what the contributors and everything out there are saying that they're I think eventually migrating to Lesta, downloading it and going and playing over there, because that was the old school World of Warship kind of developers, and they were the OGs. And a lot of guys are talking about going over there, and I may do that as well. Maybe, I don't know. Will you guys let me know if I switch over to Lesta, do I take my account from North America over there, or do I have to start all over again? That's going to be scary. I don't know if I can have the time or patience to do that again. I've already spent so much time on this already. But yeah, a lot of guys are going to Lesta. I think it's more simplistic, the old school World of Warships, where as opposed to all these gimmicks of, like I said, special classified documents, special gimmicks, perks, whatever. I think it's just too much for the new player base. If you're trying to make this simpler, then why add all the extra difficult things? I don't think it's healthy for the game in that regard. But I think I just wanted to go back to the simplistic World of Warship kind of gameplay style, and I think that's why a lot of players are leaving or going to Lesta. And I think that's the big gripe that a lot of contributors and YouTubers are complaining about. It's just becoming too convoluted, too difficult. A lot of players leaving. Submarines are killing the game. CVs are killing the game. Why can't it just go back to the simplistic style of sailing ships, shooting ships, and using tactics, just that basic gameplay right there to make this game work? And that's why I think, yeah, people are leaving. The game is going to probably get, go in a bad direction. So I don't want to see it. I do enjoy the game. I think it's very therapeutic. It's simple. It's not like Call of Duty style where you're running around with your head cut off. It's kind of that very patient, methodical, therapeutic kind of gameplay style that I enjoy, and I still enjoy it. And it's, you can introduce ships. Great. Make it more, if you want to make money that way, that's awesome. But when you start adding in these weird mechanics, you're starting to go down the Call of Duty and all these other weird gameplay styles where you got to make the game better by adding perks that almost like seems like you're trying to pay to win. But if you keep doing that kind of mentality, then it's going to be very, very difficult to keep old players around and make it difficult for new players to stick around, because new players want to play the game and try to enjoy the experience. But if you're just going to make them just sail in the back, die right off the bat, get focus fired down with these extra perks, or not have them have the ability to play equally on a fair playing field, which I get, this is a game, it's supposed to be somewhat fair, but then again, you're talking about militaristic style gameplays, which you don't want to have a fair fight. Like, the hull is not a fair fight against a lot of these ships, because it's just basically going to melt you down. And so the hull is a classic example of pay to win. I mean, you literally pay to get this thing, grind it out. The newest player is probably not going to be able to get this thing. It's going to be the OGs, like guys like me, or have been around for a while, that are going to get this ship and just melt people down like crazy. So again, I don't know if this is a healthy kind of trajectory of where the playstyle of World of Warships is going, but man, they need to really rethink of it, listen to the player base. They should read the Reddits and Discord forums, whatever, but it's not healthy at all. Look at that Worcester running to the back of the map. I mean, yeah, look at that. I'm literally scaring the crap out of this Worcester, because he probably knows what the hull can do, and getting full broadside hits like that are just not going to be healthy. And yeah, so again, notice the USS Hull again, going back to the ship, regrind it in the armory, get it, 60,000 research bureau. Is it possible? Yes. Is it, may take some time. Is it worth it? Absolutely. Very powerful. Overall, my impressions are this thing is a madman. This thing is the new mini Des Moines Fort Sherman. Pretty awesome. So what are we doing right here? You notice I'm just hugging the middle range. There's no point for me to rush into my death. There's no point to do close engagements. Well, I chase this guy down to get focus fired down by his supporting Worcester. And yeah, that doesn't support that style of gameplay. It's really this long-range spamming HE ship, like I said. But man, it is fun, man. You're going to see some videos later on where this thing is just melting people like crazy. Notice we didn't really do much in the first 7 minutes of the game. You kind of just play this kind of patient style gameplay. You figure out where's everybody at. My team's kind of mid-range in the back. yeah, I'm not really pushing too much. Notice I'm firing torpedoes randomly. Hopefully I get one torpedo. You never know. Got to go side to side, left to right, left to right. And you fire these torpedoes each side of the hull. And I mean, that's good. That's the basics of the torpedoes right there. And let's see, how are we going to spot the gearing? My gearing will spot. I know that smoke cloud right there is the gearing. And ooh, we got the Smolensk here. Now, Smolensk is basically going to melt to this thing. Holy crap. So if he shows any kind of broadside, man, this thing is going to switch to switching to AP right now. Preemptive shooting. Ooh, here we go. Worcester's coming in us. He's got radar on us. I believe he has a 9-kilometer radar. Yep, 9-kilometer radar within his range. Now, watch the firepower of this thing here. He has 30,000 HP. Either he fires the Puerto Rico or he likes to fire at me. One or the other, right? So let's take a look at how this does one-on-one, kind of like on the Worcester. See, he's nose in, which means he cuts his DPM in half because his back turrets can't fire at me, which is good. See, here's the problem. How do you counter the hull? Because either you show full broadside and use all your guns, or you take the citadel damage from that. So he's just going to elect to nose in, which is the best thing he can do. He's now sacrificing himself getting shot at from broadsides, but he's still electing to fire at me, revealing his position and showing his broadside. I've got my super heal on, which I'm healing back, as you see right there. I'm healing all my health back. I'm taking, look, he's taking full damage pins right there. It's not, he can't angle, he can't do anything about it. And I'm getting fires on him. I got the engine boost going to dodge his buddies. He can't help him, and I'm going to basically burn him down. There it is. Boom. Splash one. There's our first kill on that Worcester. Worcester, back in the day, I could not handle it by myself. I think I'll be able to handle the Worcester just fine right now. Either he nosed in, melts the HE fire, which is like going against a Des Moines, or two, he takes the full broadside and he takes full citadel damage right there from my guns. Pretty darn powerful and difficult to go against a hull. That way, that's running away. And now we've got AP loaded right here. Let's take a look if we can get some citadel damage on the Smolensk. See, Smolensk is now looking at us because we are a bigger threat to him than anybody else right now. Let's see here. Dude, he's taking full AP damage. Look, his skin is going to melt right there. He's taking citadel damage from somebody else. And let's see here. Do we get that nice citadel? Just takes one shell. Boom. There it is. One cell. Oh, man. Splash 2. Holy crap. A citadel shot long range right there from... Dude, how do you defend against this? This is freaking powerful, man. All right, let's speed this thing up. Where are we going now? Okay, we're going to go against the... Ooh, we got 3 destroyers over here. Gearing, Cassard, and Gearing. Okay, let's see how this thing does up against full health kind of a destroyer. Again, it's not going to be able to hunt them down very well. We are like one of the slowest ships in the game. All we can do is support around our radar ship. Like I'm just hanging around the Puerto Rico, using his radar ability to kind of shield me, help me out, hydro to spot torpedoes. And we're kind of just sailing around with them. And this is why it's got to work hand in hand with the radar. Because you got no smoke. Because if the gearing's smoked up right now, I would be dead if I fired and somebody spotted my gun. So, ooh, let's take a shot at gearing. Nope, there's another gearing over here. All right, here we got to turn our slow-ass ship around. Gearing's firing at us, breaking our guns. I need my gun back, so I had to damage con preemptively right there. Now I'm going to start firing the guns right here. Look, he's got 15k health. That one shell right there took 900 damage off him. That is freaking powerful for one shell to do that. Meanwhile, he has to get all 3 of his guns to connect to get that kind of similar style damage. 1,300 damage. Holy crap, man. So we're going mono-mono right here, kind of like the old school. This is what World of Warships used to be like, just mono-mono, one-on-one, see who can outlast the other person. And man, 2,700 damage, no way. Bam, he's going up against a Des Moines. Ouch. Notice he didn't go out without a fight though. That was a good put up of it with the gearing where we just HP'd him because we saved all our HP for then, and we had a super heal. He doesn't. So look at how much we're healing right there. Look at this, the amount you can really come back from. That is a lot of damage to heal back. So very, very darn powerful. Splash 3 right there. We get 3 kills, and now Cassar gets spotted by carriers, which is the cancer of the game. So again, in conjunction with radar and CV spotting, this thing is a power player right here. We pretty much got this game. I'm just trying to see. Now, notice how the wonky the shells are to shoot a destroyer at long range. You're just going to have to throw a lot of shells down range, and just hopefully one connects. And one connecting is just enough. I mean, it literally does 900 damage. That is more than enough for just one shell to hit. Again, cruiser caliber guns, 203 millimeters, just really blasting. What it was designed for. I mean, Des Moines is literally out there to hunt and kill destroyers, and now you got them on a little destroyer. That's hard to hit, right? So let's see. Look at the reload rate on this. 2.3 second reload. Man. All right. Yep, Cassard elects to fire at us, revealing his position because he knows pretty much the game is over. Let's see how we hit this thing. Again, just leading him. I'm just kind of wonking him, let him run into my shells. So I'm just kind of assuming, hey, let him get in front and let the shells just fly in. He flies into my shells, and vice versa. And we get this kill right off the bat, and boom! Look at that, nice kill. Splash 4. Didn't do much, 71,000 damage and 732 potential. Not up to that quite 1 million potential there, but we're getting up there. We'll try to get a game where everybody's shooting at us. Holy crap, 4 kills? Man. Yeah, number 1 in the team. We really do much. We just holding that flank right there. This thing is powerful. All right, let's take a look at one final game right here and see how it goes. All right, final game here, and this will demonstrate the amount of firepower you can dish out and the king of AP right now. Step aside. Elbing, I think this is the new Citadel King right here for destroyers. Holy crap. This thing is powerful. All right, who are we going against? Bungo, Montana, Worcester, 2 radar, 3, possibly 3 radars here. Airstrike guy, Napoli secondaries. Shima, Gearing, Khabarovsk is the zombie ship I like to play. Yo Yang, possible radar destroyer. Okay, here we go. All right, I'm the only destroyer on the left flank here at Alpha, so what do I do as a destroyer player? I've analyzed the map. I already know I got a lot of radar threats out there to deal with. A lot of destroyers outspot me, so I'm gonna play this medium range. I'm not gonna be able to cap Alpha. I know that, so I'm gonna kind of just see if I can kill enough guys that I can eventually cap later, or have my team cap it. I just got to clear off as many players as I can with this ship, and this thing is just a bulldozer, man. This thing literally can just bully everybody around. Notice how this is the style of destroyer. Torpedo destroyer kind of play I do. I just kind of rotate the ship back and forth. Just kind of throwing torpedoes out left and right. I might get a lucky torpedo hit, and that's the style that it plays with. And like I said, that's just the nature of the Forrest Sherman hull kind of design, whatever. But you might get that lucky torpedo hit, which I have gotten. So don't shy away just because it's got weak torpedoes. They're there. They can do some damage. All right, here we go. Yo Yang right off the bat noted he's probably not playing Superintendent, which is bad. Never do that. You're just giving away your ship. 19,000 health, man. You need to play Superintendent. You need to have survivability. My bad. Survivability to get extra HP. Otherwise, you're just throwing your ship away. Just not playing a game. That's what a lot of guys were telling me in clan battles. Dude, if you're not playing survivability, oh, here we go. Full broadside Minotaur. What are you thinking? Here comes the AP guys. Watch this. Ouch, ouch. Ouch, ouch. Owie. Holy crap, not fair right there. Melted in seconds. You know, what is that History Channel thing? Is a disaster in seconds. Yeah, that was ridiculous right there. Your thoughts on that? I mean, is this ship healthy for that kind of playstyle? I don't know. I mean, that's why you can't push it up anymore in cruisers. You're not going to push up in battleships. You're not going to do anything. And then destroyer players are going to be melted down by this thing like a Sherman would melt a destroyer down. Okay, watch this. Here we go. We're going to shift our focus onto the Yo Yang. And he is caught in the open either by radar or his Salem. Again, you're going to have that. As a destroyer player, you need to have up these mods that show you the distance of the radars. You got to know where the threats are at. Otherwise, you're going to just throw away your ship because you're not going to be able to know where the threats are. And if you don't know where your threats are, you can't make a educated decision where to go. And here's where the power of the hull is. These big caliber guns just landing right into just the full broadsides of everybody here. And here we go. And oh man, we almost had that kill. Come on, Yo Yang. One more shot. I only need one shot, and he goes down. Yep, he was too focused with us, preoccupied, and he goes down right there. And now we have a pushing in Montana. And this is exactly why I don't think a battleship player can literally push in anymore, because of situations like this. And notice look at the amount of health we can heal with these super heals. And it's just going to be able to be this next zombie ship like a Khabarovsk, like the Ragnar. It's going to be super, super annoying. I think more along the lines of Khabarovsk, because that thing can heal back a lot. All right, here we go. So here we go. Full broadside Montana here. Nothing he's going to do. I'm going to see if I can start a fire, and I'm going to push up this flank right here. You might as well. He's not looking at us, and if he shoots at us, he's just going to waste his shots because we're just going to out-juke and out-maneuver him. And we also have a Salem in support. So we got Salem caliber guns. We got a mini Des Moines caliber similar guns. 203 millimeters here on the western flank. Literally going to melt down this entire Montana right here. And I'm seeing if I can start fires. I'm noticing that the damage on the HE on Battleship, not a lot. 462, not a lot. I'm really surprised. We're getting a lot of non-pans too. Here we go. We're switching to AP now. Watch the damage, okay? It's 57,000 damage right here as of right now. Watch the amount of firepower we're dealing out. 809. 809 on AP damage. Raw AP damage into his superstructure area. And I would even say if we hit his hull, I mean, you're firing 203 millimeters on the side, and I think his armor just can't handle it either. I mean, I don't think he can deflect anything. It's just full pin. Look at that. Full spin right there. 1,600 damage. And just saturates everything. Oh, man. Full broadside battleship, ladies and gentlemen. 2.4 second reload. He is just melting, and even though he's trying to heal it back, we're just taking it. We're taking his refund and taking it back to our bank. And holy crap, look at this. You're getting Des Moines 203s at 2.4 second reloads. Dang. 2,400 damage right there. Holy crap, what did I just do right there? And I love the sound of... Have I said the sound of the gun? I haven't said it enough. The sound of the guns is incredible. I just like hearing it now. I just like firing and listening to the guns in the background. Also ASMR therapeutic. And see, like I said, what is this guy going to do? I mean, he can't angle this thing. He's firing at us, wasting his shots. And boom, there it is. Took down a battleship. 110,000 damage right there, guys. We were at 57 at the beginning, right? 111 now. And here we go. We got the Nevsky, full broadside Nevsky right here. It doesn't matter. Let's see if these 203s can... 203 millimeters, long range from downtown, ladies and gentlemen. Boom, Citadel, 4,900 damage right there. And he is just not going to be able to take this. He goes down. Holy crap, right there. All right, where's the game right now? Bungo, next victim that's coming up right now. We're at 119,000 damage, 556 fired at us. And let's take a look. Let's get in range of him. Again, the range on this thing is very comfortable. Notice we start the engagement at max range, 14.8. And now let's see if we can shift his attention to look at us rather than our teammates. Because why? Take the shot away from a Bungo, which has very accurate guns, off our friendlies. Will keep our friendlies alive. We start at one fire right there. And let's see. No, I haven't gotten Confederate yet. Maybe if I play more of this, the games, I'll get a Confederate. But man, oh man. Here, he takes a shot at us. Full salve of AP right there, which is Bupkis. Look at that. Dodging and juking right there. All right, look at that. 1,600 damage right here. Let's take a look at the damage we output on this guy. Holy crap. Full broadside. The Japanese kind of armor scheme. Not very good against American AP shells right here. See, even if he angles and kites away, it's not going to really do much. Oh, 3,200 damage. Holy crap. Okay, this salvo might hurt. I don't know what I did wrong here. I did full speed forward, and... Okay, that didn't hurt. Thank God. It went. The shell's kind of trajected right behind it, so I kind of like kept the speed forward. I need my engine, but now notice I don't have my engine boost right now, and this is what's going to really kill a lot of HP off of me, because the engine boost is definitely necessary. But look at all that damage we're melting off this guy, even if he's angling. Okay, this salvo, he kind of figured out my speed right there. I kind of cut the throttle 3/4 speed, 27. Ouch, look at that. That hurt a lot, but don't worry, we'll heal it all back. I mean, that is the power of the whole heal kind of zombie. This thing just doesn't die. Holy crap. And here we go. Let's see if we melt 16,000 damage off this guy. We're at 183 damage right now. And yeah, this is what your battleship's going to have to deal with now. How are you going to push high caliber right there? Another shot right there. We're going to kite in, turn hard right in, hard right, and he misses us. Thank goodness. That's why it's so annoying. He's just wasting all of his shots, and that is why we see if we can snag this kill right here. Even though he's healing, man, this thing is still doing like way more damage than he can heal back. We're just taking his refund, cashing it right back into our bank. And boom, there it is. Splash 2. And he misses that shot right there. Almost 1 million potential damage. Holy crap. What are your thoughts, guys, huh? Is this thing powerful? Is Warships meta done now? I mean, yeah, dude. This thing is a powerhouse. Let's take a look at the final results right there. Dang. 10,000 base XP, 204,000 damage, 2 kills, fire 6 citadels. Oh my gosh. And number 2 in the team right there behind the Guten Lao, man. This thing is a monster. But bottom line, what do I think of this ship? 155,000 damage on AP shells. That's insane. Okay? Almost 1 million potential damage. Classified almost as annoying. But yeah. Look at the amount of damage down the 2 battleships. The cruiser died. The destroyers are getting just bullied. Yeah, absolutely horrendous. So my thoughts overall, build would be at the end of the video. I got my Forrest Sherman video on Halsey. Definitely worth the grind. Very, very powerful. This thing is going to kill the game in the sense of the pushing in. Cruiser camping is pretty much going to be hard to do now. And but man, it is fun. If you're a destroyer DD main and you like gunboats, this is powerful. As always, like, subscribe, button below. Appreciate all the supporters of the channel. We'll do some more videos of this thing, and we'll have a couple other videos of other ships going on down the line. But hope you guys are having a great time. Definitely check out Waterline. Check out a couple other viewers, YouTube guys out there talking about Waterline, and you let me know your thoughts. As always, thank you guys. If you see me out there, say hi. And until then, we'll see you guys soon. Cheers.